coming out here after 30 years, yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. Shout out to everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. Much love, much respect. I appreciate you 100%. We back at it, man. We back at it. 33 years of prison stories. I know I've been giving y'all a couple of other stories in there as well. You know, hopefully y'all can appreciate those. But I got an unlimited amount of prison stories. So, yeah, I see y'all been calling back for them, so I'm coming back, which I was coming back anyway. But here we go. This one right here is kind of personal. It's kind of personal, as you can see from the title. But, you know, these are the type of things that happen in prison, man, that you have zero control over. None whatsoever. So that's the concept I be trying to tell young dudes that's out here now. When you go to prison, it's just like a different world, and there's nothing that you could do about whatever you're gonna encounter besides deal with it. Because there's no such thing as going into prison and thinking that, oh, I'm just gonna mind my business, everything gonna be okay, I ain't gonna bother nobody, I ain't gonna have no problems. I don't know who that ever worked for. I don't know who that worked for. I ain't never met nobody like that. I done met people in prison, man, that's just kind-hearted, cool as a fan, don't bother nobody, none of that. But at the same time, they still gonna encounter problems. It's the nature of the environment that you're in. It's just the nature of it. You're not gonna be able to get around that situation. So, with that being said, man, let me tell y'all about this crazy encounter that I had. Let me set the scene for you. I was on Augusta, so we talking around this time, maybe 1990, right? Maybe 90, 89 or 90, somewhere up in there. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. A long time ago, but these type of things, they solidified in your brain because of, you know, it's a new experience, it's a traumatic experience, and it's a learning experience. So these are the things that you learn as you doing time. These are the things that you go through, and if you prevail, you come out on the better end of it. That you grow from it, and you get understanding from it, and you get knowledge from it. But I can remember, man, we was in the cell. We was on lockdown. We was on one of them annual lockdowns where they come around, you know. Back then they was doing it like, you know, every 6 months. They might come around and lock the whole compound down. You may stay locked down for about a week, sometimes 2 weeks. And they going in everybody's cell, going through everything that you possibly have, man. Some of them, if you get the real, you know, Uncle Tom bootlicking old jackleg dudes, they'll go in there and want to read your letters, and look at your pictures, go all through all your cosmetics. They just want to do too much. They want to do extra stuff. So it's just very evasive. Evasive is the word I'm looking for. It's very evasive. It's very disrespectful. It's like, you know, dehumanizing, because it's like you have no control over your own stuff. You have no control over your own property. You have no control over, you know, how they handle your stuff or whatever. You know, so it's just an ugly situation. I never liked shakedowns. I never liked them. They always put me in a bad mood. They always put me in a bad headspace where I'll be on edge, ready to snap out because of the way you handling my stuff, the way I'm feeling disrespected, you know. So I never liked them, man. So we on lockdown for that reason. And I don't have a Celly. I don't have a Celly, which is now you dealing with two different emotions. You know, so now it's a good feeling because I got freedom, I got solitude, I'm in the cell by myself, I can do what I want, you know, move around like I want, I ain't got to be bumping into nobody, I ain't got to be moving around nobody else's agenda. So it's a good situation, but like I say, it's a shakedown, so it's a bad situation because they get ready to come in there and go all through my stuff. So it's mixed emotions going on there. But the thing about that is too, when you in that cell like that by yourself, you never know who you gonna get as a new Celly. One thing you do know, you gonna get a new Celly. You don't know when and you don't know who. So that's always a crazy dynamic right there, man. So I'm up in there and I'm relaxing. I'm chilling. I'm enjoying the solitude. And I think we was on maybe about a week and a half before they got to our block and did our part. That means they came in our block and shook down all up in there. And they moved from block to block all over the compound till they get the whole thing done. Then they might leave us on for an extra week or a couple of days, saying that they're now shaking down the compound, going around looking at the places that, outside of the cells, the library, the yard, and so on and so forth. So they done finished shaking us down there. I done got through that ordeal. So usually when you go through that and you get through that shakedown, then you can relax a little bit. You feel a little bit more, comfortable because you like, man, they done already came in here. So, they ain't bothering me. They ain't find nothing. Then they came here, everything cool. Get that mud in you. Get that mud. We call that, in prison, we call that coffee, that mud. I used to drink it off and on. Sometimes I drank it for years. Sometimes I didn't drink it at all. So it's just it's a dynamic with it. I never feel like I was addicted to the caffeine, but I did feel like it calmed me sometime. And, I was able to drink that and relax, keep me from eating, keep me from doing other stuff. Drink me a couple of cups of mud a day. But anyway, so I'm relaxing, I'm chilling, and I'm enjoying the freedom now. And, I done got through the shakedown, so the anxiety is a little bit over. Not even thinking, not even worrying about, getting a Celly. Although I do know that you most of the time get Cellys when, you're on lockdown. Because when they put the compound on lock, they do a lot of movement, So when they be doing a lot of movement, you may get somebody else moved in your cell that's coming out of segregation. You may get somebody moved in your cell that's coming from a whole nother compound, So you never know. So you always on alert, and then when you got a cell open, you already know somebody coming in your cell. You know somebody coming in your cell, and like I said, you just don't know when. So I'm in there chilling, man, and I ain't even thinking about no Celly. I'm thinking about getting my cell straight, organizing, looking at old pictures, reminiscing, listening to music, working out, doing the things you do when you on lock. And I'm doing this, man, and just enjoying myself. And man, next thing you know, they hit the door. Tan-tan, tan-tan. Shake the door, right? So I'm like, what? I go to the door, I look out, see what's going on. I look up at the booth, they finger me to come in. Now we on lockdown, they don't usually supposed to open the door. So if they open the door, something going on. So they bust my door open and I go to the booth. When I go to the booth, they say, look, you got a Celly coming, just letting you know, so go ahead on and make room for him. So I'm like, coming today? They're like, yeah. So I'm like, all right. So I go back in the cell. I'm like, man, here we go. Now, mind you, I was on lockdown years and years later. Remember the story I told y'all, the worst Celly that I ever had. And I was on lockdown then when that cornball came in my cell. You see what I'm saying? So, but this is earlier. This is years earlier. This is decades earlier. So I'm up in here and I'm waiting there because I know I got to sell it. So I'm making a little space over here. I'm cleaning out that little locker right there. Take the stuff off the top bunk, make room for them. I know somebody coming. Lo and behold, maybe like hour, 2 hours later, I heard a whole bunch of ruckus out there. Hey, I'm cussing and yelling. Look, just come on, keep moving, keep moving. So I go to the door, I look out, I see old boy coming, And the optics alone I already had little mixed emotions about the situation. Now mind you, I'm early in my bit too. Now I'm still kind of green. You talking 89, 90. You talk about 87, 88, 89, 90. You talking I'm in penitentiary less than 4 years, right? So I'm green. that chip on my shoulder, you know what I'm saying? I'm from the city. I don't know these jokers, I don't know these cats. So I don't really, you know what I'm saying, move the way I learned to move later on doing my bit. I move now just going off of my own instincts, my own, bravado, you know. That I'm gonna represent me, I'm gonna represent the city, I ain't going for nothing. Woo, woo, woo. That's how I'm moving. So, but at the same time, I'm gonna give respect and I'm gonna demand respect back. So I already got my agenda set. You know my principles, my morals, how I carry me. So I see the dude coming and he arguing with the police. Now, like I say, the optics, he a big dude. Big dude, man, all dark skin and everything, big dude. Probably about 6'1", 6'2", probably about 200. But the thing that really catch my eye is this joker got a mohawk. I'm talking like a mohawk like Mr. T, man. The joint a straight strip, straight down the front of his head. And the joint is dyed like a blondish color. They used to use some type of lye and stuff in there to dye their hair, the lye they get out of the soap or something, and dye their hair. And some people did it, mostly people didn't do it, but I did see a lot of people do it. Sometimes they turn their hair like a bright orange or like a bright, like a reddish color. But that's how his mohawk was, right? And he coming in there and he arguing straight with the police, yelling, screaming, telling them, I'm catching bits and pieces of it. He don't even supposed to be here. I don't know why they transferred me, man. I don't supposed to get transferred. I need to see the warden. I need to talk to somebody, man. Y'all don't know nothing. Y'all peons, man. Go get me. He already rubbing the police the wrong way, so they already letting him know, like, man, we ain't trying to hear that. You know what I'm saying? You here. You need to take that up with your counsel when you talk to her. We just moving you to your cell like you supposed to go. So he like, man, I don't. And he cussing and everything. F that, man, I'm telling you, I ain't staying on this compound, I'm supposed to be, why. So they bust the door, put him in. I'm in the back of the cell, just minding my business, letting him handle his business. So while I'm sitting back there, listening to him, they close the door, they said this one little joint in there, you ain't gonna get all your property yet because it got to go through property. You just gonna have your one little overnight bag or whatever they was allowed you to bring with you. They're gonna give you your pillowcase, your sheets, towels, blanket, or whatever, just to get you through the night and the next couple of days or whatever until they bring you your property. So they got all this stuff, set this stuff in there. They close the door, reach in there, take the handcuffs off of him. He turn around, he steady arguing with him. He tell them, look, I'm telling you, I don't supposed to be here. I ain't trying to be on this ML. Man, get me somebody over here to talk to, man. I'm telling you, they transferred me. They weren't supposed to transfer me. And I'm trying to get on top of this, da. So they telling him, man, they can't do nothing about that. They just regular COs. They don't want to argue with him. They not trying to do this. He need to put in a request. They always say you put in a request, fill out emergency grievance, do your paperwork, man, and we ain't the ones that can help you. Man, F that, I'm trying to tell y'all, you can't help me, go get somebody. Woo. So they just arguing, straight argue. So the police get mad, right? They don't want to hear no more of this foolishness, so they listening to him. They telling him to calm down. He telling them, F them. They don't want to hear no more. So they turn around and tell him, look, we got to go, man. We'll send the sergeant over here. You can talk to the sergeant. Whatever. He'll be able to explain to you better what's going on, man. But we can't do nothing for you right now. Just go ahead on and just chill out, calm down. Sergeant gonna come over here and holler at you. So they start walking away. He steady hollering at them, screaming. Then he start kicking and banging on the door. So he kicking and banging on the door. When they walking away, they turn around and come back. They tell him, look, can't be kicking on that door, man, and banging on that door. I'm telling you right now, you end up going to the hole. He said, F the hole. F the hole. You just got here, man. You going, oh, I don't give a F. Get me up off here. I don't want to be in here, man. I don't supposed to be here. So I'm like, man, I'm sitting over there in the background, but in my mind, I'm like, man, this cat right here is tripping. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know what his situation is. I don't know his dynamics, and that's how you be. You mind your business. I don't know what's going on with it, but I know for a fact, emphatically, he don't want to be here. He don't want to be on this compound. He arguing, I don't know what it is. Maybe he got enemies on the compound. Maybe he don't. I don't know. You never know with these type of situations. It could be a situation like that where he got some enemies on here and somebody, might be looking to get him, or he might be looking to get somebody, or they trying to avoid the whole situation. I don't know. Normally when you go to a new institution, they usually check and see if you got enemies on the compound, because people is listed as your enemy. So it'll be in the computer that you got enemies, and they won't even let you go to the compound. See what I'm saying? So that get mixed up too. Because I done seen that happen. I done seen dudes on the enemy list and they still bring them to the compound. They get on there, all of a sudden, people see each other. It's knife play. I know people that done lost their life like that. So those are other stories I'll tell y'all another time. Y'all remind me. But they do mess up. They'll mess that paperwork up and they'll put you in a place that you don't supposed to be, or bring somebody to you that don't supposed to be around you, and then you got a whole nother situation. So I don't know if that was his situation or what. I'm just looking back on it, reflecting in my mind, thinking that could have been part of the issue, or he just probably ain't want to be there. You got some dudes that's on a compound, and when they on the compound, they got so much going on. They've been on the compound so long, they established, everybody know who they are, they doing their own thing, they might got a certain job, they might move a certain way. They done got into their routine. They done got into their whole daily activities is based upon being where they at and being stable. So when you move them, you throw everything out of whack, you know what I'm saying? And people don't like that. So that could have been the case. Whatever the situation is, I didn't know, and I'm just sitting there listening. But in my mind, I'm like, man, as soon as he calmed down, boom, let him know, look, man, my name says such, just chill out, man. The people gonna send the sergeant over here, the sergeant to come holler at him, you know what I'm saying? Just give him some advice, He looked like he might have been at the time a little bit older than me, maybe not that much, but he might have been a little bit older than me. And like I told you, I'm green. I ain't been locked up that long myself. I don't know how long he been locked up, but it seems like he been locked up longer than me, just by his aura, So, mind you, this is my mind frame. This is the stuff going through my mind as I'm watching him interact with the police. This is my mind frame with, boom, I don't know. I ain't really read his character yet. I just know he off the chain with arguing with them, but it might be different. People, act different with the police than they do with convicts. So I'm just waiting patiently. So then when they tell him what they tell him and tell him to calm down, go to hole, whatever, they start walking away again. So when they start walking away again, he at the door. He kicked the door once or twice more and yelled, screamed at him, cuss him out. F y'all, man, y'all had to send somebody over here, because I'm telling you right now, I ain't standing this ML. So, boom, they go on out the door. I heard the side door close. He's still standing at the door just filming. All I can see is his back. So he just filming, talking, pace, turning his head. So he turn around, and when he turn around, I get up. I'm getting ready to introduce myself, tell him who I am, what's going on, chill like that. And as soon as I get up and turn around and go to speak to him, man, do you know? This clown turned around and punched me straight in the eye. I'm talking about straight in my eye, bro. I'm like, what? Oh, it's on.
The Banky special. Yeah, pure deliciousness. Pure deliciousness, man.
My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.